And good Thursday evening, Southeast Texas. We're going to take the next 15 minutes and take a deep dive into the forecast over the next 7 days. Yes, we're under weather impact alert as we head on into Saturday night. A lot of moisture out there right now. You just saw in Beaumont and over in Jasper looking at a lot of low clouds, maybe some fog overnight. This view courtesy of Provalis, part of the Roofing 911 Skycam network. In your weather headlines, you have one more day to get prepared with mild temperatures across Southeast Texas. And then as we head towards Saturday, that Arctic front comes in and we will see falling temperatures all day. In fact, the high temperature on Saturday will be in the morning. It will only get progressively colder through the day and we'll add rain to that. Then as we head towards Sunday morning now, not Saturday night, but Sunday morning, the first half of the day, roughly between about, say, 6 to maybe 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. in that time range is when we expect that we could see some freezing rain up in the lakes area. It's very unlikely that we'll see it here in the Triangle. After that, a bone dry air mass will move into the area. So you're thinking, well, we're going to have ice coming up Monday and Tuesday mornings? I don't think so. And the reason is that when that dry air comes in, it will just lick up any moisture on those overpasses and the ground, and it will be dry as we head towards Monday morning because that is going to be some cold weather, and it's going to be windy coming up Monday morning with wind chills into the teens, and that also means that we're expecting 2 hard, long-duration freezes. We're talking longer than 12, probably longer than 18 hours, and maybe closer to 20 to 24 hours in some spots across Southeast Texas coming up as we head on into Monday and Tuesday morning. So on your weather impact alert, freezing rain for the lakes at this point. That's the way it looks. Very little chance here in the Triangle, and that is going to be followed by very cold weather across Southeast Texas coming up on Monday and Tuesday mornings. So again, it's the main focus as far as any of the ice or anything like that will be up in the lakes area. I think we're in pretty good shape here in the Triangle now that we're getting some of those high-res models coming in. Instead of using global models, we like to use high-res models. They only go out 48 hours, and we're about 60-plus hours out. Some of the very longer-range high-resolution models are coming in. They paint maybe about 1/10 of an inch of ice up towards the lakes area with very little here in the Triangle. And again, that cold weather, again, this is going to be pipe-busting weather coming up Sunday night into Monday night. That means Monday and Tuesday mornings across Southeast Texas. Winter storm watch is in effect all across Southeast Texas for the most part, and that is through Sunday 6 p.m. We think it'll be out of here well before then. Otherwise, these numbers continue to drop. We're looking at 50 runs, not just one single run, 50 runs and averaging who has any ice, and it's still coming down, but still about a reasonable 54% chance up in the lakes area. We're now down to only 2% chance here in the Triangle. So it's very unlikely. That's the way it looks on the ensemble modeling. So we have thrown the GFS model away, and we're going to go with just the European because that is what everything is trying to trend towards. And this pink is freezing rain and sleet. I just don't think we're going to see any snow, but by noontime Sunday, look at that. It's out of here like Friday's check. So it is going to be a Sunday morning round of maybe some freezing rain up in the lakes area, just a cold rain here in the Triangle. And then with that wind picking up as low pressure in the Gulf moves past our area, those winds are going to be windy and increasing coming up on Sunday afternoon. So that drier air mass will lick up the moisture on the roadways and overpasses, and I think we'll be fine coming up on Monday and Tuesday morning. So this is the latest ice accumulation modeling, and it's showing roughly around 1/10 of an inch or thereabouts from Burkeville, Jasper, maybe some in Newton and back over to Woodville, and little, if anything, here in the Triangle. So again, it's mainly a lakes area as far as any problems as far as ice. And this will be minor ice accumulations in comparison to what they're expecting up in the North Texas, back over towards Shreveport, and Texarkana is going to see quite the ice storm up that way. So if you're wondering, well, what's the difference between freezing rain and sleet? Well, think of freezing rain as the glaze on a donut, a glazed donut. Now, sleet is the sprinkles on this particular donut, and it's little pellets of ice. So that's the difference between freezing rain and ice pellets or sleet. So as we head towards Sunday and Monday nights, you're going to have to drip everything or turn your water off. And don't forget to be careful with those space heaters. Take care of your pets, bring them in. Take care of your pipes, obviously, and then take care of your pets. We've been running several stories about how to deal with the cold weather that is coming in to our area over the course of this weekend. If you remember the wind chill advisory, they no longer do that as far as the Weather Service. This is now cold weather advisory, but we expect wind chills to be quite cold coming up as we work on into Monday morning, in addition to the very cold temperatures. These are wind chills, so it will feel like 11 to 15 up in the lakes area and into the middle to upper teens to lower 20s coming up on Monday morning. Now, low temperatures will be likely into the upper teens in the lakes and into the upper teens and lower and middle 20s here in the Triangle. But it's Tuesday morning that will be the coldest the way we see it right now. Tuesday morning, we're going to go with 15 up and towards the lakes area. Burkeville could see a 12, 13, 14 degree reading, we think, Tuesday morning. And we like the upper teens to lower 20s here in the Triangle. And again, this will be a protracted or long duration freeze. So you need to take this one seriously, especially Monday and Tuesday mornings across southeast Texas, or it will do damage. So again, what's the difference between all the precipitation types? From the clouds up here, we start off with snow, but then we encounter warm air, and that warm air extends all the way down to the ground. So that snow melts and it's all liquid and it drops as rain. Snow, well, we start off from the cloud layer. Snow makes the trip all the way down to the ground because we have no layers, nothing to melt it. With freezing rain, the snow starts off from the clouds, encounters a deep layer of warm air. It melts into drops, and then we encounter another very shallow, not a very tall layer of freezing temperatures, and that rain then coats everything. Okay, if we're into the upper 20s and lower 30s coming up Sunday morning, say up in Burkeville, and you've got a tractor out there that's been sitting in that cold air, then that liquid rain will fall on that cold tractor or power lines or bushes and coat it with water. It will then freeze as a glaze. That is freezing rain. Now with sleet, the warm layer is shallow, but the cold freezing layer is much deeper. So we start off as snow, and then it encounters that warm layer, it melts that snow, and then those droplets fall, and they have enough time, because this is so deep or so tall, this cold layer, it reforms into ice particles or ice BBs, if you will. So that's the difference between sleet and freezing rain. Sleet clicks or bounces on the ground. Freezing rain doesn't. So that's the difference between all the precipitation types. So we expect a good chance of liquid rain coming up Saturday. Sunday morning could be freezing rain up in the lakes area. Probably not here in the Triangle, at least the way it looks right now. And then Monday and Tuesday, dry weather and below normal rainfall as we head towards the middle of next week. 64 is our normal high this time of year. We're going to be close to that tomorrow. That's the warmest day of the next 7. And then we go down, down, down. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all below normal into Thursday of next week. Looks like Sunday and Monday will be the coldest afternoon highs. That's a good 25 to 30 degrees below normal coming up next week. Right now, looking at a lot of clouds out there, maybe some patchy fog across the area by morning, mid to upper 50s to around 60 out there. And taking a look across the state, pretty mild. Where's all that cold air you're talking about? Well, it's up into the Midwest and Northern Plains. Look at Bismarck, North Dakota, 40 degrees below zero. Is that Crookston in Minnesota? Almost 50 degrees below normal or below zero. Minneapolis feels like 37 degrees below zero. And over towards Green Bay, 16 degrees below zero. Now, this is not coming our way. In fact, it'll head off to the east, but we will get a glancing blow of this Arctic air mass as it heads on into Texas. That's not going to occur until Saturday here locally. But for tonight, maybe some patchy drizzle across the area, some fog, looking at temperatures dropping into the low to mid 50s lakes and into the mid to upper 50s Triangle. So maybe a light jacket tomorrow It should be a mild afternoon. We'll go with a 10 to 20% coverage, light stuff, and highs into the low to mid 60s across southeast Texas. On the Gulf, looking at slightly choppy seas around 2 feet in your coastal marine forecast with an easterly wind at 10 to 15 knots. Our forecast tonight, cloudy with patchy fog as winds go calm, low to mid 50s lakes, mid to upper 50s triangle. And then for tomorrow, looking at highs into the low to mid 60s under mostly cloudy skies, a 10 to 20% coverage of showers is expected with a light east to northeast wind. Your weather impact 7-day forecast. Again, Saturday, the reason we are going with a weather impact alert for Saturday is because of that. Lots of rain. It will impact your outdoor plans Saturday afternoon. You'll probably be indoors as temperatures begin falling down because of that Arctic air mass. It's Sunday morning that we are most concerned about as far as the potential for freezing rain. Again, it looks like about 1/10 of an inch of freezing or ice accumulation over everything up into the lakes area. Little, if any, chance here in the triangle. So again, the best advice at this point is download the 12 News Plus app, keep abreast of the weather. And again, it could be some minor issues as far as travel, things of that nature, particularly along Highway 190 over towards Danby and back up over towards Jasper, Newton, and also into Burkeville. Then it's all about temperatures as we work on into Monday morning. This is where we expect the wind chills to be into the teens on Monday morning. Might I suggest a delayed opening? Otherwise, as we head towards Tuesday morning, look at the actual temperatures we think are possible. Mid-teens up in the lakes and the upper teens to lower 20s in the triangle. Again, may I suggest a delayed opening on Monday and Tuesday mornings. Going to be cold coming up Sunday and Monday particularly. Temperatures slowly start struggling back to milder conditions on Wednesday. Then we get another cold front. Next weekend, more cold weather. But let's get through this weekend. How about that? Otherwise, that is your weather impact 7-day forecast. If you're just joining us, we have issued a weather impact alert for Saturday night because of widespread rainfall. It is Sunday morning, mainly in the lakes area. Will we see any freezing rain, maybe some sleet. After that, it moves out of here very quickly Sunday afternoon. So we've got about a 6-hour window where the lakes area will see the chance of some freezing rain up that way. Otherwise, very cold weather is expected Monday and Tuesday mornings across southeast Texas. Again, we've been saying lakes area since Monday, by the way. Looks like about 1/10 of an inch of ice accumulation, mainly up in the lakes area. That's minor. Otherwise, the cold weather will only intensify Monday into Tuesday of next week, where we could see, very cold weather conditions. We expect the ice, if anything, forms because of the freezing rain from Woodville, Jasper, Livingston, back up to Burkeville, the other side of DeRidder. Now, right now, we're not going to go with any freezing rain accumulation here in the triangle, per se, at this point. We'll get a little more data coming in tomorrow as far as high-res modeling, so we'll be able to firm that up. But it looks like mainly the lakes area coming up in that window between, say, 6 a.m., I should say, and about 2 p.m. on Sunday, because by Sunday afternoon, that will all be moving out. It is going to be a windy, cold day as low pressure scoots by our area in the coastal waters, and our winds come around to the north, and it will be quite windy. Hopefully we can get above freezing up in the lakes area. We're going to go above freezing here in the triangle. Then we'll clear things out, and Monday it is going to be windy and cold in the morning, looking at the upper teens to lower 20s and only around the upper 30s to around 40 with lots of